Here are some 5 reasons why many are calling for Nnamdi release from prison. Moving on after this, we have the indigenous people of Biafra said that there are some politicians from the southeast who are making frantic efforts to frustrate the release of their detained leader, Nnamdi. But guys, before I bring the news to you, I welcome you all to my wonderful channel, RI0US, as we bring you back-to-back update and information. We thank you all for joining us on today's news. But if today is your first time of joining, kindly subscribe, like, comment, share. But don't forget the notification bell to get notified whenever we drop our video, because I'm sure you don't want to miss out the trend and latest news happening on social media. To my amazing subscribers, I welcome you all to my wonderful channel. Thank you so much for joining. So guys, let's proceed. Several leaders from the southeastern region has been urging the federal government to release Nnamdi, including the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, even as security concerns within the region deepened. So in a recent move, the Southeast governors resolved to meet with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to discuss possibilities for Nnamdi's release, even though the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, says that the offense of Nnamdi is a difficult one, but it can only be resolved by a competent court of law. So following the president's call for Nnamdi's freedom, here are 5 compelling reasons why many believe that he should be released from prison. 1. Is focusing on human rights. They say that Nnamdi's prolonged detention raises the significant human rights issues. So many believe that his right to freedom of speech and assembly have been violated. Even the International Human Rights Organization have at various points called for his release, emphasizing the need for fair treatment and adherence to the rule of law. The second one is dialogue and peaceful resolution. There has been a widespread belief that if they release Nnamdi, that it could pave the way for dialogue and a peaceful resolution to the long-standing issue in the Southeastern region. So proponents of this idea suggest that Nnamdi's release could help de-escalate tensions and foster a more constructive conversation between the government and pro-Biafra groups. The third one is legal and judicial fairness. There have been concern about the legality and fairness of Nnamdi's arrest and detention. And critics argue that Nnamdi's trial has always been by legal regularities. So releasing Nnamdi would demonstrate Nigeria's commitment to upholding judicial fairness and due processes. The fourth one is political stability. Nnamdi detention has been a source of unrest and agitation within the Southeast. There are many who are of the opinion that Nnamdi's release could help calm the situation, reduce protests and violence, and contribute to overall political stability in Nigeria. So according to those who push this idea, Nnamdi's release could also improve relations between the government and the Southeastern populace. The last one is public sentiment and pressure. There is a significant public support for Nnamdi's release, both domestically and internationally. So it is thought in certain quarters that releasing Nnamdi could address public grievances and demonstrate that the government is responsive to the concern of their citizens, potentially boosting its credibility and legitimacy in the eyes of the people. So Nnamdi has been seeking legal means to regain his freedom. But a recent fundamental human rights suit which his legal team instituted against the federal government was dismissed by Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Nnamdi sued the Attorney General of the Federation and the Department of State Service for 1 billion in damages for alleged rights violation. So the IPOB leader claimed that the DSS and their Director General violated his right to a fair hearing by allegedly preventing his lawyer from having unhindered interactions with him while he was being detained in preparation for his defense in his criminal. So my people, with all this thing that constituted a breach of his right to a fair hearing, they would have at least given him that space to interact with his lawyer privately. He has the right to. But I don't know their plans, or maybe people that have been engineering his detention. So I guess I would like to know your thoughts, your contribution in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Moving on to the next word. The indigenous people of Biafra has said that there are some politicians from the southeast who are making frantic effort to frustrate the release of their detained leader, Nnamdi. So in a statement issued by their media and publicity secretary, Ima Powerful, revealed that some politicians visited Abia State Governor Alex Oti to persuade him not to support the request for Nnamdi release from the Department of State Services custody. So Ima Powerful said that they wish to inform those criminal elements working against the release of Nnamdi to beware, because they know of their secret meeting and discussion against Nnamdi that if they continue with this sabotage, their names will be made public soon. So some of these political jobbers in the Southeast region working against the unconditional release of Nnamdi should know that they are following the activities closely. The IPOB have found out that these people have been holding secret meetings with Southeast governors to frustrate the clarion call of the release of Nnamdi, who incidentally is the only political prisoner in Nigeria currently. So they want those sabotaging the unconditional release of their leader to stop. So they should know that nothing happened in Southeast region without IPOB getting the intel ahead of time. So those Igbo involved in this dubious acts to frustrate the release of Nnamdi should retrace their step quickly. Ima Powerful said that Nnamdi has not committed any crime known to law internationally or locally. So noting that he has been in detention illegally for more than 3 years, Nnamdi continuation is a gross violation of appeal court's judgment and a slap on Ndibo's face as a race. So these dubious politicians from the Southeast region sabotaging the release of Nnamdi are also not regarded. So those working against the unconditional release of Nnamdi are not only working against Nnamdi, but they are also sabotaging Igbo as a whole. If they don't know, I can say that the Igbo politicians are weak clowns who prefer Nigeria because of their personal enrichment. I know that they have some of all these persons in other states, but it be like say Igbo own come too much. They are afraid of Nigeria disappearance because their life depends on it. But thank God that we still have some wise politicians in Igbo who can intervene on behalf of Nnamdi. So guys, I would like to know your thoughts, your contributions, opinions in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Once again, thank you so much for staying to us. On this note, we have come to the end of today's segment. Till I come your way next. Bye for now.